Hello, welcome to the story Ghost, the ghost of the old house. Dark ambient music begins. Crickets, distant thunder. Narrator, low, mysterious tone. They say, some houses never forget. Some walls still whisper. Even when everyone inside is long gone. In a small village in Cambodia, there stood an old wooden house at the edge of the rice fields. No one dared to live there anymore. The locals called it Priaf Dia Tong, the Great House. But there was nothing great about it now. Only darkness, wind blowing, faint creaking sounds. Long ago, a happy family lived there, a husband, a wife, and their little daughter. Until one stormy night, the house caught fire. No, one survived. Some said lightning struck the roof. Others whispered that the wife had discovered her husband's secret, and the fire was no accident. Narrator, years passed. Grass grew wild. The house stood silent. Until one night, a young man named Dara took the wrong road home. The rain fell hard. He ran through the muddy path and saw the old house, dark and lonely in the distance. Lightning flashed, and for a moment, he thought he saw someone standing at the doorway. Thunder cracks. Rain intensifies. He called out, "Hello? Anyone there?" No answer. Desperate for shelter, he stepped inside. The air was heavy. He could smell something old, a mix of burned wood and wet soil. He lit a small candle from his pocket and looked. Around. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling. On the floor, old toys, half-burnt and covered in dust. Slow creaking. Wind howls through broken windows. Dara whispered, "It's just for a while, until the rain stops." But then, he heard something. Footsteps. Upstairs. Soft. Slow. Heavy. Tap. 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 He looked up, his heart pounding. "Who's there?" He shouted. No reply. Only the sound of something dragging across the floor. Low, eerie hum builds. Then he saw it. A faint light glowing from the top of the stairs. The candle flickered in his hand. He walked up slowly, each step creaking louder than the last. At the end of the hallway, he saw a door slightly open. Inside, the air was cold, colder than outside in the rain. On the wall, he noticed a burned family photo. A man, a woman, and a child smiling. But the faces were scratched out. Suddenly, a voice whispered behind him, "Why did you come back?" He turned around and saw her. A woman in a white dress, her hair long and wet, her face half burned, her eyes hollow and black. High-pitched ringing sound. Heartbeat effect. She moved closer, whispering again, "You left us in the fire?" Dara stumbled backward. "No, I don't know you." But her voice grew sharper, echoing through the halls. "You lied to me. You said we would live forever." Then he realized, in the dim candlelight, the burned man in the family photo looked just like him. Music rises. Heavy breathing. Whispers multiply. The woman screamed, her face twisting in pain. "You will never leave this house again." The candle went out. Darkness. Only the sound of wind, her soft, broken laughter. Narrator, lower, slower. The next morning, villagers found Dara lying outside the house, pale and trembling. He never spoke again. Some say he lost his mind. Others say the ghost mistook him for her husband's soul and tried to take him back. Now, every year when the storms return, people passing by the old house say they still see a faint candle burning inside and hear a woman's voice whispering. More the grave by the school. Eerie background music fades in, wind blowing softly. Distant dogs barking. Narrator, low, calm. Mysterious tone. Every village has its secrets, and in one small Cambodian town, that secret was buried behind the old school, beneath a single lonely grave. Sound, faint whisper of wind, crickets chirping. The school had been there for decades, a place where children laughed, learned, and grew. But at night, it was different. Teachers said they heard whispers in the halls. Students claimed to see shadows moving when no one was there. And everyone knew, never stay after dark. One rainy evening, a teacher named Sokka stayed late to finish grading exams. The power went out, and only the sound of the rain hitting the tin roof filled the silence. She sighed, lighting a small candle. Sound match striking, rain intensifies. Then she heard it, a soft voice outside the window. "Teacher, it's cold?" She froze. Outside the window, she could see the old playground, the swings, moving slightly in the wind. But no one was there. She tried to ignore it and kept working. But the voice came again, clearer this time. "Teacher, I'm still here." The candle flickered. The air grew heavy and cold. Sokka stood up, grabbed her flashlight, and walked toward the back of the school, toward the small garden where an old grave lay, overgrown with weeds. Narrator: years ago, a student named Dallin had died in a tragic accident. During class time, some said she fell from the second floor. Others whispered that she had been bullied and jumped herself. The truth was buried with her. Sokka stopped near the grave. Lightning flashed, and for a second, she saw something. A small figure standing there in a white school uniform. Hair wet, eyes empty. Thunder crack. Music swells. Sokka dropped her flashlight. When she picked it up, the figure was gone. Only muddy footprints led from the grave, straight toward the classroom door. Terrified, she ran back inside. But the classroom door was already open. Inside, the desks were moving, slowly, scraping the floor on their own. On the blackboard, words began to appear, written in chalk by invisible hands. "You forgot me." Sokka's voice trembled. "Dallin, is that you?" Silence. Then the sound of a little girl crying, soft crying sound, echoing. "You said you would come back, teacher, but you never did." Sokka fell to her knees, tears in her eyes. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." The crying stopped. The candle blew out. When lightning struck again, the room was empty. Only the chalk words remained. "Thank you, teacher." Narrator: slower, somber tone. The next morning, the janitor found Sokka asleep on the floor, pale but unharmed. She never told anyone what happened that night, but she planted flowers on Dallin's grave every week after that. And sometimes, when rain falls softly at night, villagers walking past the school say they can still hear a little girl's voice, whispering through the rain. This more the lady by the river, soft, eerie music fades in, sound of frogs, flowing water, and distant thunder. Narrator: low, calm tone. In a quiet Cambodian village, by the edge of a wide river, people often spoke of a woman who waited by the water every night. They called her the Lady by the River. No one knew her real name, but everyone knew her story. Sound: gentle river flow, wind rustling leaves. Years ago, before the flood, there was a small wooden house by that same river. A woman named Chenery lived there with her husband, Dara. They were poor but happy. Every evening, she waited by the water for him to return from fishing. And every night, he came back until one storm changed everything. Sound, thunder, wind. Rain begins. The rain that night was stronger than anyone. Remembered. The river rose fast. Dara's small fishing boat never came home. Chenery waited on the shore, calling his name again and again. Dara, Dara, come back. But no answer came. When morning arrived, only a piece of his broken boat washed ashore. They never found his body. Music softens. Slow and sad, Channery refused to believe he was gone. Every night, she stood by the river, holding a lantern, whispering his name into the darkness. Villagers begged her to stop, but she wouldn't. And one night, she disappeared too. Narrator, voice drops lower. Since then, people say when the moon is full, a soft light can be seen moving along the riverbank. Those who pass by late at night say they hear a woman's voice calling gently, "Dara, is that you?" Sound, gentle wind, faint female whisper echoing. Some travelers who tried to cross the river at night said they saw her standing there, a woman in a long white dress, her hair wet and covering her face, holding a lantern that glowed faintly blue. They say if you answer her call, if you say yes, "I am here," she will smile, walk toward you slowly, and vanish. But if you lie, if you say you're not Dara, she will take your hand, cold as ice, and whisper, "Then you'll wait with me." Music darkens. Sound, water splashing, wind rises many years later. Fishermen still avoid that part of the river after sunset. They say the water there never ripples, even when the wind lows. And sometimes they see a faint blue light drifting across the surface, like a lantern searching for someone lost long ago. Narrator, final line, quiet, chilling. If you ever walk near a river at night and hear a woman's voice whisper your name, don't answer, just keep walking.